We begin tonight's Utah's Missing with 69-year-old DeEtte Spencer, who hasn't been seen in over a week. DeEtte is from Escalante, Utah, but was last seen in Price on the 26th of January at a Walmart. A silver alert was activated a few days later, and now the search spans multiple counties in central and southern Utah.
We are expanding the search. We've enlisted the support of several additional sheriff's offices, law enforcement agencies, Civil Air Patrol, and widened the search area. We're looking now at about 10 to 15,000 square miles of southern Utah trying to locate DeEtte.
And this must have been family members that reported her after they were tracking her phone. Is that right?
Yes.
So the Walmart is the spot, the Walmart in Price. How does Garfield County get involved? Did she leave the Walmart and come through Garfield County, or was it beforehand?
DeEtte is a resident of Escalante in Garfield County, so she was returning to Escalante, and that's why Garfield County was notified.
Has there been any indication of a possible location of where she went after the Walmart in Price?
Not with 100% definitive. We've, since putting out the first initial news release about DeEtte's disappearance, we have received several public reported sightings or tips, and we've investigated all those credible reported sightings and tips, and have not found her. Obviously, but there were no results on those tips or reported sightings.
There's the mention of the vehicle that DeEtte may have been driving. Has that been spotted on a license plate reader or by using technology in any place, maybe along our freeways? We've seen that commonly used through investigative tactics.
Unfortunately, no. Her license plate number has not registered. Her car has not been cited any place in between Price or anywhere else we've been searching and Garfield County. We wish that were different.
When you say you've ramped up kind of the search and have begun using these other sort of partner agencies, these neighboring agencies, is there a certain location where there's a focus? Or is it just like vast scanning? Where are we at this point?
At this point, we are at basically searching all directions that she may have potentially traveled after she left Price. We've searched all of Emery County and parts of Sevier, Wayne, and San Pete County and Grand counties. And we want to express our appreciation to those law enforcement agencies, the sheriff's offices, for assisting us in searching, using their resources as well in searching for DeEtte. We've also enlisted the support of the Civil Air Patrol, who have flown over various different routes that she could have taken, searching for her car from the sky. And unfortunately, none of those have been fruitful yet.
I'm seeing previously that there's no foul play suspected. Is that still the case?
Yeah, that is still the case. We do not suspect foul play. However, we have not ruled it out either.
Makes sense. I mean, at this point, you're just trying to figure things out. It's interesting because we're talking about a woman who falls under the silver alert category by age, does not appear to have any medical issues, but of course by age there's also that factor. All while in the news right now, there's a very high profile elderly woman that is missing, and there's kind of this interesting puzzle to the whole thing of where do people go. And I'm sure there's that heightened awareness of, was she taken, or all these things, or did she take a different route? Anything else just on the possibilities of where things are right now of her route of travel after that Walmart that you'd like to share?
You mentioned the other high profile case going on right now, and every case is different, and every case has to be treated differently. And we are exhausting all resources, all efforts. We want to find DeEtte. We know how scary it is to lose someone. Imagine back when you had little children and they wandered off, and just how scary a feeling that is when you can't find them, and what a great relief it is when you do. We understand that DeEtte's family is going through the same thing, and we want to help them, bring this to a positive conclusion, that they may experience that relief of finding a loved one again. And that's what we're trying for, and that we're asking for the public help. And if they have any sightings, if you see a car in the ditch on the side of the road or anything like that, to call the Garfield County Sheriff's Office.
Folks in Escalante are deeply concerned about DeEtte, and there's some things about the current information that doesn't really add up. So as we learn more, we'll share it with you. If you have tips or sightings of DeEtte or a possible vehicle match, for example, we don't have a picture of that vehicle, you can call the Garfield County Sheriff's Office. Let's stay in Garfield County. I wanted to discuss another case with the Sheriff's Office, but they declined, saying they wanted to focus solely on the current silver alert we just shared with you. However, this show is about awareness. So here's some awareness on Jimmy Gerald Barney, who disappeared February 2017. Jimmy was last seen February 7th in Escalante, Utah. He was 57 years old at the time. According to numerous reports, Jimmy left his home, leaving his car, everything else, including his dog. He took a pistol with him. According to the Department of Public Safety website, there was a large search for him, including search and rescue and a DPS helicopter. They even had drones deployed. Again, this was back in 2017, coming up on 9 years to the day. Jimmy Gerald Barney, still labeled as a missing person. If you have any information, the Garfield County Sheriff's Office would be your point of contact, 435-676. Let's get the last four of those for you, 2678. So let's stay in Garfield County. There are a handful of missing persons cases out of one of Utah's least populated counties. William Bill Thorpe was last seen near Bryce Canyon National Park back on September 1st, 2022. Thorpe was last seen around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, getting off the park shuttle at Bryce Point. There were numerous searches conducted, but they ended after they say all the leads were exhausted. Reports indicate that Thorpe's camper was found in a nearby parking lot. Heading back to 2017 now, Martin Andrew Smith was camping in a dry wash off of Hole in the Rock Road. Fast forward to April 2nd, 2018, and the camp that Smith was using was found vacant. It's written that all of his belongings were there for a, quote, long time. He was 54 years old when listed as missing. There was a receipt found in his camp dated November 27th, 2017, which is the date he's indicated as last seen. A canvas bag with a gun and ammo was found. It was turned into the sheriff's office. It's believed that Martin drove a 1994 Honda. Again, this is a missing persons case from Escalante, Utah, from that area, and another case with very limited details. Hundreds of people listed on the Utah DPS missing persons and cold case database. So two more for you from Garfield County. Let's go back to July 4th, 1956, where 15-month-old Vilate Kerreen Young wandered away from a family picnic on her grandfather's ranch, never to be seen again. The family visiting from Monte View, Idaho, and was there for a large party with the family in Whitso, which is now a ghost town, by the way, in St. Johns Valley, about 16 miles northeast of Bryce Canyon National Park. It's written that they were churning ice cream as a big group as the family when Young wandered away, 15 months old. Her teddy bear was found nearby. Hundreds of people searched for the little girl in the following weeks, including bloodhounds that tracked the girl's scent until it dead-ended at a rural road. It's believed that 15-month-old Vilate Kerreen Young was picked up by a passing motorist, but she's still listed as a missing person. All of these years later, this case was just added to the Doe Network's website, doenetwork.org, just a few years ago in 2022. Limited news coverage since 1956. One more mystery for you. November 20th, 1934. We are going way back here. Everett Ruess set out alone in the Utah desert with 2 donkeys as pack animals, and he hasn't been seen since. He told his parents via letter he might be unreachable for a few months. However, after 3 months, a search party was formed. The donkeys were found on the north side of Davis Gulch, a canyon of the Escalante River. The only sign of Everett Ruess was a corral for the donkeys and his campsite. His parents were notified that the search ended in March of 1935. Additional searches took place later on in the year, but to this day, this case goes really deep, by the way. I'd encourage you to read about it. The remains of Everett Ruess have never been found. Utah's Missing every Wednesday, 7 o'clock, KMYU and KJAS. As you can tell, we go back into the archives and we keep things current. There was a lot we just talked about. We're dedicated to helping Utahns find some answers, maybe bring some awareness to missing persons cases. If you have a case you want us to look into, you can send me a note on social media.